Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Multiple Careers podcast. This is episode number 14, and in today's episode, I want to talk about the question of how you can build the confidence to change careers. The reason that you clicked on this episode is likely because you are someone who wants to change your career. It might be a small career change, like a pivot, where you just change your role but stay in the same industry. Or it could also be the case that you stay in the same role but you change to a different industry. Or what's also possible is that you're planning to do a complete and drastic career change, which means that you not only change the role that you're working in, but at the same time, you're also changing the industry. So you're starting something that is completely new. And understandably, that can induce a lot of fear and anxiety because all this while you've been working in your job, in your current career, and you're familiar with it. You know exactly what you have to do, how to perform your tasks, how everything works, how to deal with your work environment, with your colleagues, with your boss, etc. But now that you're planning to change careers, you know that there will be so many new things happening. There will be so many unfamiliar things that you have to deal with and tackle. And that can be very scary, and I totally understand that. So that is exactly what I want to talk about in today's episode. I want to talk about how, despite all these feelings of uncertainty, fear, worry, anxiety, you can still build up the confidence and go ahead and go after your dream and change your career. But before I continue, first of all, I want to welcome all of you to this podcast. For all those of you who are new here and are still wondering what this is all about, I just want to give you a short introduction of this channel and what the purpose of all of this is. So the purpose of this Multiple Careers channel podcast is to help you to build a fulfilling and meaningful career. So it's a bit different than other career podcasts that you might have listened to before, as in that I don't only or primarily speak about how you can get the next promotion or how you can get a salary increase and other similar questions like that. But what I'm more focused on and more concerned about is how can you actually get to have a career that is fulfilling and that is meaningful. And by fulfilling, I mean that you're not just happy, that you're not just enjoying it, but that you know that there is a purpose behind what you are doing. You know that you are doing the thing that you are supposed to do. And by doing that, you will minimize the amount of regret that you have because you do everything that you are supposed to do. So you have no regrets whatsoever about your career and your life. So I hope that this can be useful to you, and I also want to encourage you to leave your comments down in the comment section below if you're listening to this on YouTube, and also if you have any questions related to career change, also feel free to leave your questions down below and I will try my best to respond to them. And in some cases, sometimes I even do a video response to viewers' questions. So if you ask me a question that I think by answering it, many other people will benefit from it, then it's very, very likely that I'll make a video response to that. So in any case, I hope that you'll enjoy this podcast, and let's get back to the question now, the question of how you can build confidence to change your career. So there's one very, very practical way, there's a very practical method that you can use to build confidence. And it has nothing to do with telling yourself, believe in yourself, trust in yourself, love yourself, accept yourself. That is all nice and good. But based on my own experience of changing careers, making multiple small changes and big changes with my career, I know that the only way that you can build confidence is by seeing yourself in action. Not any kind of action, of course. Action that is related to the new thing, the new career that you want to pursue. So this is what I mean. Let me just give you an example from my own life. I used to work in banking as a project manager. I used to work in the strategy team. And one day I decided to leave my job. It's a long story, and I covered that in another video that I can link here for you, and you can check that out if you want to. But anyway, I left that job to pursue a career in the entertainment industry. I wanted to pursue acting and filmmaking. And in my case, I left my job first and then really started to going after my dreams. And in the beginning, I was also very scared, and I didn't have much confidence at all. Why? The reason is simply because it was something new to me. I had not worked in the industry before, so I just didn't have the confidence. Where would I have the confidence from, right? So what I did was that I started my own little film project. It was a short film that I and my husband shot in our own living room in our house, and we just used the equipment that we had. I quickly put together a script over the weekend, over a few days, and I acted in it, and we just shot it. And we never released the short film, but that wasn't the point anyways. The point wasn't to make a film and show it to the world at that point in time, at least. The reason and the benefit of doing that was to gain the confidence to take the next step. Because once I made that film, once I tried out things, I saw myself in action. I saw myself applying the skills. For example, writing a script, planning the whole production, the pre-production, thinking about, okay, what do I need? What equipment, filming equipment do I need to prepare? What clothing, wardrobe, makeup do I need to prepare? How do I schedule the day so everything runs smoothly? How do I edit everything, and so on? So by seeing myself performing all of these actions and applying all of these skills, I gained a considerable amount of confidence. Although the film didn't turn out exactly the way that I wanted to, in fact, it turned out very different from what I expected and from what I wanted. But I saw myself actually being in action, doing all those things that are involved in the world of entertainment and filmmaking, all those things that you will actually have to do once you work in that industry, right? And that alone gave me so much confidence. It gave me the confidence that I can actually do this. I'm not there yet. I'm not there where I want to be yet. I'm not as good yet. But I actually already have part of the skills that I need. I just need to develop these. So you can do the exact same thing, no matter what career you want to change to. Whether you want to change careers to go into software engineering, or become a coach, become an accountant, an interior designer, you can make the first step to build true confidence by starting your own little project in that field. And this project doesn't have to be something that you want to show to the world, that you want to showcase. I mean, if in the end it turns out that you can make a portfolio out of it, something that you can use for your resume and you can show to people, then of course that's great, right? But the primary reason for doing this is to build your own confidence, to see yourself in action, applying those skills that you will need to apply in that new career that you want to pursue. So let's just take another example. Let's just say you are currently working in accounting. You're an accountant. You have been working there for years, but you think you want to be an interior designer. You want to go into interior design, but you don't have the confidence yet. You are still afraid of so many things. So before you make that big step of, for example, investing in an education or quitting your job or whatever, the first thing that you can do is start your own little project. Start your own little home project at home. For example, very simple, look at your bedroom, pick one room in your house. Let's just say that's your bedroom, and rearrange everything. Paint the walls, rearrange the furniture, decorate the room, and try to apply the skills that you think are needed as interior designer. Of course, maybe there are some things that you don't really understand yet. For example, you don't understand the concept of colors as well yet, but those are all things that you can learn in the process. So while you redecorate, rearrange, redesign your bedroom, you learn these bunch of skills on the internet. You Google, you read articles, you watch YouTube videos, and apply that. And of course, you do this in a sort of a really small cosmos, which is like your bedroom, right? I mean, in reality, of course, the job will be much more complicated. But at least you've tried this out. You've tried this out on a small scale, and once you're done with the project, you can tell yourself, okay, I actually like this. First of all, that's also something very important, because it can also go the other way around. After you do this project, you realize that, okay, it sounded good in my head, but actually I don't really like it, right? But most importantly, you've kind of proved to yourself that, okay, I already have so many skills that I've applied, and I've actually been able to rearrange, to redesign my space. So I'm actually already halfway there. I just need to polish up certain skills. I just need to figure out what kind of additional education or learning I need to acquire, so that I can become an interior designer. So that is a very, very practical way of how you can build confidence. So how do you come up with this project, and how do you scope it? What I think is very important is that the project, you shouldn't overthink it, first of all. Don't try to do something that is so enormous, that is so big, so out of reach, that in the end it defeats the purpose, because you feel that you don't have the confidence to start that project, right? So it should be small enough, it should be contained enough, in terms of space, resources that you need, as in costs, but also time. So for example, you plan a small project that will take you only 1 week or only 2 weeks, and that will have very minimal costs. For example, you will just need to spend $50 up to $500, perhaps max, to carry out that project. And it should also have a very definite goal. So don't make it open-ended. So this is what I mean. For example, if you want to become, let's take another example. If you want to become a life coach, you can do this little project of yours where you try to coach one of your friends. You can be upfront with them and tell them that, okay, this is what I have in mind. I want to become a life coach, but I want to kind of test this out. I want to try this out. Do you want to help me with that? So this can become your little project that you scope. So you coach your friend, let's say one time or twice for the duration of maximum 1 hour, and during that session, you try to achieve a certain goal. For example, help your friend to figure out what they want to do in their life, etc. So what's really important is that you define the goal of the project, the parameters of this project, and that it's something that doesn't produce that big of resistance for you to carry it out. Because then, if it's too complicated, if it's too difficult, in the end, you won't do it. So that was my tip on how you can build confidence to change your career. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried something similar like this before. Also, if you're thinking about trying this out. And after you've done that, please also let me know in the comments how that went. I really hope that this is useful to you. Thank you so much for listening. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to leave your comments below and your other questions below. I would really be happy to hear from you. And lastly, don't forget, it's never too late to change your careers, and with that, change your whole life. Thank you, and see you again next time.